Let's be real, when you hear the name Godzilla in the car world, your brain immediately goes one place, the GTR. But not the R32, R33, or even the iconic R34. We're talking about the R35, the GTR that showed up with no manual, no straight six, and no Skyline badge, and still ended up terrorizing supercars for the next decade and a half. This is the story of how the R35 became the modern Godzilla, feared, fast, and still fighting in 2025. So smash that like button if you respect this Japanese beast, and subscribe to Sticky Wheels for more deep dives into the cars that changed the game. The roots of Godzilla go back to the 80s and 90s, when the R32 GTR was dominating Group A racing in Japan and Australia. Nicknamed Godzilla by the Aussie press because it was a Japanese monster wrecking the local competition, the R33 built on that legacy. The R34, straight up poster car royalty. RB26 engine, manual gearbox, AWD, all pure, raw JDM magic. So when the R35 dropped in 2007, it was different. No more inline six, and no more Skyline in the name, just Nissan GTR. People were confused, pissed even. But Nissan wasn't trying to keep things the same. They were building a supercar killer. You want to know what made the R35 special? It wasn't just brute force. It was a damn engineering flex. Under the hood, the VR38 DET, a 3.8-liter twin-turbo V6, hand-built in a lab-like facility by a master engine builder. At launch, it made 480 horsepower. By 2025, Nismo trims push over 600 horsepower. And we haven't even touched the aftermarket yet. It came with a dual-clutch 6-speed transmission mounted in the back for better weight distribution. Add in a high-tech Atessa AWD system, and you had a car that launched like a freaking bullet. 0 to 60 in under 3 seconds, quarter mile in the high 10s. Starting price, around $70K at launch, half the cost of a Porsche 911 Turbo. It didn't just perform, it outperformed cars way above its weight class, and people took notice real quick. This is where the R35 really earned its Godzilla status, because with a few tweaks, a tune, intake, exhaust, you could be making 700 horsepower easy. Big builds, forget it. There are R35s out there putting down 1,200, even 2,000 HP, and still running highway rolls like it's a daily Starbucks run. Shops like AMS, ETS, HKS, and Boost Logic turned the GTR into a tuning legend. And guess what? They didn't blow up. The drivetrain could take the abuse, the engine, bulletproof when maintained right. The GTR became the go-to platform for tuners who wanted all-wheel drive traction and mega horsepower. Now let's keep it 100. The R35 GTR had its flaws. The interior looked dated by 2015. Fuel economy? LO, it was never as refined as a German car. And that launch control, brutal, and not always transmission friendly. Plus, Nissan kept the R35 around way too long, 2007 to 2024 with the same chassis. That's an eternity in car years. But here's the thing, even after all that time, the GTR could still hold its own. Against Porsches, against McLarens, against anything you threw at it. It wasn't just fast, it had soul. Raw, angry, digital soul. So how did the R35 become the Godzilla of the modern era? Easy, it took the legacy of the Skyline, broke the rules, and dared to evolve. It was never about being pretty or refined. It was about domination. On the street, on the track, and in your rearview mirror. And for that, it earns the Godzilla title all over again. Would you still buy an R35 in 2025? Is it aging like wine? Or has the monster lost its bite? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Hit that like and subscribe to Sticky Wheels for more high-octane deep dives. Stay fast, stay curious, and as always, stay sticky.